consumption of honey can do a lot, especially if you have growing children. They must consume honey on a daily basis. It'll do a lot for the development of their intelligence.
Yo, this is fascinating. I love listening to these gurus. Hi, I'm Chris James and you're watching Healthy Alternative. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video, 90% disease gone, eat 1 spoon in water for 8 days. This video is a guru. I don't want to try to say his name because I always mess it. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. So this particular guru is talking about a simple therapy or technique that you guys can use to reverse disease. So let's see what he's talking about. Sounds interesting.
If you do this for 7-8 days, the amount of toxicity that you expel from the body is tremendous. We want to consume it in warm water here because we want the system to open up.
80% of the ailments on this planet would just disappear.
Here's something I want to point out to you guys before we really get into this video. Oftentimes when I am looking at wellness professionals or people giving wellness advice, I look at their appearance. And because I've been studying health and wellness for so long now, I understand that the words someone says, that is inconsequential because I like to see action. I like to see, if you're going to tell me something about health and wellness, I like to see, what do you look like? That's important. Because you want to follow people that are practicing what they preach. If they're not practicing what they preach, you have to always question, does it work? Is it true? Or are they just, is this just, nonsense? And off the bat, I noticed this man's skin looks tremendous. He has tremendous skin. A lot of facial hair, a lot of white hair, whatever. But his skin looks incredible. Let's keep going.
One thing is, lot of toxicity has to go from the system. If you just go on water diet or honey and water diet, which will keep you energetic enough, if you are not already bone thin, if you can afford to use a little bit of weight, if you put honey, you won't lose weight also. If you add enough honey or you take spoonfuls of honey, you won't lose weight. If you do this for 7-8 days, the amount of toxicity that you expel from the body is tremendous. If you do this, then you see, suddenly you find your body is so much more flexible. Just experiment, don't believe all this. Honey plays an important role. People who are doing yogic practice, it is good to consume honey.
Honey is one of the best things that you can consume.
Psychological stability, physical well-being, vitality, all these things can be greatly enhanced simply consuming daily honey.
They're talking about he's talking about fasting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It's a blind reaction. So obviously I'm on team fasting, you know what I mean? All day, every day. Now I have never had anybody fast. I've never told anybody to fast on honey. We've definitely used juice and other things, teas and things of that nature. The honey has a couple of main points. And I understand for vegans, this is like a weird topic, but this is also the reason why I'm not vegan. I do believe that honey is an amazing health product that should not be overlooked simply because animals, bees, manufacture it. The frequency that comes from the bees when they vibrate their wings, because I don't know if you guys know, but bees don't fly, they hover. They basically float, they hover. They're not flying like a traditional bird or something of that nature. They vibrate their wings and it creates a form of anti-gravity. Okay, we'll just say that, just to make things simple. But when they vibrate their wings, the frequency that comes from their wings, there is a tremendous healing effect it has on individuals who are in earshot of the frequency, but that frequency is also imprinted on the honey. And if you guys are familiar with my teachings about water and how water has the ability to absorb frequency, you can imprint data, information, or frequency on water. This is the same thing happening with the honey, okay? And so that healing frequency is imprinted in the honey, which is why it's such an amazing benefit here with the fasting. Also, he just gave me a really easy tip for how people who are too thin can fast and not lose weight. Typically, I would recommend juice feasting, where you basically use your you get your daily caloric intake from juice, but you still get the benefits of fasting. Here's something much more simple. He says if you use enough honey, you won't lose weight. So the easiest way to do that is just to try, you know what I mean, and see. I'm sure a teaspoon a tablespoon of honey in your water, you know, two, 3 times a day would suffice at keeping you from having to lose weight while you fast. So for those of you who want the healing benefits of fasting, but you don't want to lose the weight, here you go. You get the benefits of the honey as well. And make sure that you guys are, if you're going to use the honey, make sure you're getting a high quality honey. It's going to be like that much honey. It's going to cost like $20. It's going to come in a raw bottle. It's going to be local. It's going to be organic and all that stuff. So spend the extra coin to get the really good, raw, local, organic honey, because that's going to make a huge difference. Let's keep going.
You should put it in warm water, not in boiling hot water. If you put it in hot water, it sets off a certain kind of enzymes, behave in a certain way in the honey that it tends to take away weight from the body. If you put it in cold water, it behaves in a different way and accordingly it adds weight to the body. It is not that a few spoons of honey that you're taking is putting weight to your body. It is just that it sets off a certain reaction in your system that your absorption rate is such that you tend to gain weight.
Honey is the only substance found on the planet whose chemical composition is very close to that of human blood. If you change a few things, it's almost like blood. Daily consumption of honey can do a lot for your health, especially people who have excess mucus problems. It's very good for your heart, it's good for your brains, it keeps your mind alert, and it's highly energetic. The daily consumption of honey can do a lot, especially if you have growing children. They must consume honey on a daily basis. It'll do a lot for the development of their intelligence and everything, even the ash god.
Yo, this is fascinating. I love listening to these gurus. You know, even the way they explain things, it's like, we're not talking, this isn't like a over your head scientific explanation. We're not going into great detail about how the enzymes interact in the system, blah, blah, blah. We're just telling you outcomes. And look, you could take it or leave it. But you know, I'm actually intrigued. I may test this. I might test this for y'all and see what the benefits are like. So if you put it in boiling water and drink it as if it's like a tea or something like that, then you lose weight. In lukewarm water, right, just kind of like, I don't know, room temperature or a little bit warmer, you do not lose any weight, nor do you gain weight. And then if you put it in cold water, you gain weight. So this is all very interesting, and these tools can definitely be used in our wellness practice. So I'm intrigued. I can't wait to try some of this stuff out. But you know, as he's saying, the benefits of honey are countless. I did not know that honey was so closely related to the human blood. The only thing that I knew that was similar to that would be coconut water. So in World War II, they used to take coconuts and use them as IVs, okay? So honey and coconut water are very similar, I guess, in how it interacts in the body and is so similar to blood.
Ash god and honey together will make a wonderful diet for children in terms of enhancing their intellectual capabilities.
It has different types of impacts on the system. If it consumed raw, it has one kind of impact. If it is consumed in cold water, it has another kind of impact. If it is consumed in warm water, it's a different kind of impact. We want to consume it in warm water because we want the system to open up. If you want to integrate the system just for health, somebody is feeling anemic. Anemia means on one level the blood has lost its iron, you lost the strength in the body. You'll feel exhausted, simply exhausted for nothing. Because once the necessary iron is not there, your ability to carry oxygen through the body is less. That means your body, your heart, your brain, everything will be on a lower level of function because you don't have enough oxygen. One of the simple things is you consume a little bit of honey in warm water on a daily basis, and you will see slowly the RBC content will go up. If there's more oxygen in the blood, suddenly you feel a burst of energy, suddenly everything is active, the rejuvenation system in the body is going up, the dead cells are being replaced quickly. The level of inertia that you feel in the body is much lower, the level of inertia that you feel in your mind is much lower.
Okay. Listen, this is incredible, man. This is incredible information. I'm definitely interested to see how I could potentially benefit from this and how we can potentially incorporate this in our teaching. I always like to test things for myself, but I mean, you guys can go out there and do the exact same thing. I mean, it can't hurt. It's just honey, right? So, you know, make sure you get a high quality honey, and depending on what outcome you want, I mean, he seems to be recommending putting the honey in warm water for the best results. But I guess if you wanted to put weight on, which I know some of y'all out there are looking to put weight on, apparently you could use it to do that. So, you know, eating raw honey is amazing. You could also use one thing that is interesting about honey, you could put it on if you cut the stem of a rose or, you know, a plant or something, and you put honey, you can use it as a root stimulator. You know, so you cut the stem, you put the honey on the cut, and then you put it in water, or you put it in the ground, and it'll stimulate the plant to grow roots, and you can grow a new plant from it. So this is all very interesting. I'm intrigued, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, and as always, the application of knowledge is power, and I will see you all next time.